Guys, welcome back to another episode. We have a great one lined up for you, but before we kick it off, you know what I want you to do. I want you to hit that subscribe button right down there so you can keep up with all the latest content that we're dropping from over here at Power Mechanical. I also want to mention that if you're going to be in Vegas for the 2022 ASHRAE Winter Conference and AHR Expo, be sure and swing by our booth at Central Hall. We're going to be there and looking forward to meeting some of you guys. I'm also looking forward to some temperatures that are a little bit further away from freezing mark, as I expect Las Vegas to be right now. And with that said, winter is in full swing here, and we've been seeing some of those brutal temperatures in our area that winter often brings with it. Everyone's dialing those thermostats up to keep their buildings nice and warm, and so I thought today would be a great opportunity to talk about a topic that gets a lot of questions, and that's discussing the general differences between a steam and a hot water boiler. And we're doing it right now. So guys, it seems a bit obvious that the biggest differences between steam and hot water boilers are just that. One's making steam and one's making hot water. And while this pretty much sums it up, there are some operating conditions that make them different. First, looking at steam operations, this is used largely in most commercial and industrial applications because it offers the most in flexibility for a system. A plant with an installed steam boiler that needs hot water, whether for heating or domestic purposes, could utilize a heat exchanger sized accordingly to meet the hot water demand. Now this would allow the system to have its steam load delivering for various other operations, whether it's heating, sterilization, or process needs, and still provide the hot water without having a separate hot water boiler. That said, now some systems will still have boilers installed for steam and others for hot water, and could even have a separate system for their domestic hot water needs. The point being that there's just no one size fits all to the multitudes of plants and demands out there, so each one will be designed independently. Steam, however, does offer the maximum versatility for a system without having additional units. Systems that need numerous different applications, like a hospital, hotel, or manufacturing facility, may use one large capacity steam boiler with various accessories and ancillary equipment to provide these hot water needs. The point being that the steam can be utilized to make hot water, but the opposite is not possible without another source adding extra energy to the water. For a system that may only need hydronic heat or hot water, a boiler can be trimmed to meet those demands alone. At a glance, a fire tube boiler, whether hot water or steam, looks very similar to one another. However, there are some differences to note. So first, it's important to understand that steam pressure will travel the path of least resistance, and hence steam systems will traverse the piping without any need for pumps for circulation. Contrary to this, a hot water boiler needs an installed pump on the outlet of the system to carry the heated water on its intended path. Other accessories that are common to hot water boilers could be air vents, water pressure regulators, backflow preventers, expansion tanks, and of course hot water rated pressure relief valves sized for the boiler. As mentioned, the controls are different, as a steam control relies on pressure to make or break a circuit, whereas hot water systems utilize what is commonly referred to as an aquastat. Aquastats are simply a control that works much like any other thermostat, and it depends on a submerged sensing bulb that can be set to open or close accordingly at a set temperature of the fluid. So for example, a system needing 180 degree operating temperature, the operating control may be set to cut in around 140 degrees and then to drop out at around 175 degrees. This would account for any creep in the temperature after the burner does cut out. And just like with the steam controls, there would be a high limit aquastat with a manual reset that would be set to ensure the temperature does not exceed that maximum desired set point. As mentioned, the hot water systems will need something to move this heated water from the boiler and into the system efficiently, and this is where circ pumps would be necessary. In order to effectively monitor the flow of the hot water, installed flow switches will verify the flow through the hydronic lines. These switches are simple designs with a paddle attached that will open or close a circuit when the flow is present. Another note worth mentioning is the waterside care. As discussed in many of our videos, as temperature and pressure increase in a boiler, the water inside the systems becomes more suspect to causing damage to the system. In other words, a hot water boiler is generally less susceptible than a steam system is to the waterside damage, whereas a high pressure steam system will need a more strategic water treatment plan, including regular blowdowns. Hot water boilers can still be troublesome with dissolved gases present in the system. Generally, a chemical plan can control these alone, but more importantly, monitoring the system regularly for leaks is important. Leaks allow for air to enter the system and then create problems throughout the entire hot water loop. So regular maintenance and monitoring of all systems is critical. A surefire way to monitor a closed loop hydronic system for leaks is to track the makeup water rate. If a system is a closed loop, then it relies on a set amount of fluid and will not require additional makeup water. If makeup rates are trending upward, then there is a leak present that should be located and then dealt with accordingly. Alright guys, I hope this video was helpful for you, and if you liked it, be sure and hit that thumbs up button down there. And I also want to make sure and mention for you to subscribe to our channel so you can get all our content. And once again, I want to invite you to make sure and swing by our booth over at the AHR Expo next week. If you plan to be there, we'll be at booth C5935. That's C5935 in the Central Hall. And we look forward to meeting you. And other than that, we'll see you next time on SteamWorks.